The rain comes sideways in April on the national highway near Durgapur. It arrives without warning, sheeting across the road so heavily that headlights can barely push through the dark. Even with the windshield wipers running at their highest setting, the world beyond the glass is mostly just suggestion. A blur of trees, the vague shape of a median, the amber flash of a marker. Inside a moving car, you are entirely cut off. Every rotation of the tires is ticking down to a very specific, inescapable intersection in time. Exactly 11:52 p.m. In conditions this chaotic, it takes only a single second for the reality you know to be completely erased. But in the backseat, 29-year-old Shekhar Radha Krishna is entirely at peace. He isn't watching the storm, he is thinking about Singapore. After 3 grueling days in Delhi, he has finalized the clauses that will bind 2 companies across 2 countries to a shared future. His briefcase sits latched on the seat beside him, packed with documents and timelines he has already memorized. He is a man who meticulously calculates and controls every possible outcome. That control extends to his personal life. He promised his wife, Sita, who is 8 months pregnant, that he would call exactly when he hit the highway. He kept that promise. She picked up on the second ring. Right now, his biggest concern is whether he should tell her about the Singapore deal first or the rain. Up front, the driver mutters a warning about the zero visibility, and Shekhar simply nods, turning his attention back to the rushing dark. He has engineered his life so perfectly that he has absolute certainty in his tomorrow, and that total confidence leaves him entirely blind to an anomaly that defies all logic. At 11:52 p.m. on April 3, 1995, Shekhar's car violently leaves the road. But there is no deafening explosion. No blown tire, no patch of oil, and no oncoming truck drifting over the center line. What happens to that specific car on the highway defies the normal language of physics, police reports, or even standard insurance claims. This is an intersection with a force that has no mass and no name. To find what actually hits Shekhar's car, you have to look thousands of kilometers away, deep in the misty, elevated ridges of the northeastern hills. There, a solitary woman is standing at the boundary of a dense, heavy orchard. She looks into the trees, opens her mouth, and speaks her dead sister's name out loud for the very first time. This ground functions as a physical repository for memory. For half a century, these trees have absorbed the weight of every secret and confession offered by those who tend the soil. When that woman speaks, the ground finally lets go. Decades of accumulated emotional weight convert into a surging, kinetic shockwave that radiates across the map. This release of ancient guilt ignores all geography, acting as a metaphysical wrecking ball that slams directly into Shekhar's isolated reality. Back on the storm-battered highway, the car rests off the pavement. There is no shattered glass, no crushed steel, and no blood. The driver is rattled, but physically fine. And Shekhar Radha Krishna is not dead in the wreckage. He has been pulled clean out of his timeline. His locked briefcase, his carefully drafted contracts, and the future he promised to his pregnant wife remain sitting undisturbed on the empty upholstery. Shekhar has been sent somewhere else entirely. He will remain there for exactly 30 years, the same length of time the orchard spent waiting for its silence to be broken. Shekhar spent his career insulating himself with contracts and timelines, convinced he had mastered his own future. He never realized he was driving toward a collision with a 30-year-old debt that was finally ready to be paid.